Hello, everybody. We are going to get Ty of I Am Gertrude Jordan very, very soon. But before we do, I wanted to talk a little bit about what that is going to look like as far as dementia and hygiene, which is what we're talking about this evening. Oh, oh my goodness, Ty.
Hey,
Hello. Oh my goodness, you joined so quick. I was about to stall a little bit and tell them about our free workshop
how
that's
are
happening next
you?
week. I'm good. How are
What are you?
you?
Listen, I'm tired, okay? And that's just listen to me. This time change has some melatonin in it. And when I wake up in the morning, I feel like it's already night.
Oh my
It's
God.
ridiculous. I don't know what's going on, but I wish it would whatever's going on, just please get it together. Please.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Well, I am so excited for this conversation we're about to have because this is, as far as questions go, and I'm sure you get it too, as a dementia educator here on Instagram. Oh my goodness. It's the number one. How to get them to shower, how to get them to brush their teeth, all
Yes.
that good stuff. But before we get into it, for those of us who are watching who don't know who you are, please tell us who you are and what you do.
Um, So, hey guys, I see some of my people on
Ooh.
here, and my phone is sorry, both of my phones are going off like crazy. So, first of all, what's up to my people? I love y'all. What's up? If you don't know me, and you've just been on this page, on this side of Instagram, I am crazy. So I'm a fool. I like to play. I'm a jokester, all of those things. But beyond all of that, my name is Ty Lewis. I am first and foremost a child of God. I am a wife, a mother, a momager to my two daughters who are actors. I am a business owner, so I own an educational company. So I'm a consultant and special education advocate. And I also own In Case I Forget. And In Case I Forget, just simply put, allows me to consult with families and memory care facilities to walk you through the journey of dementia. And I'm also a friend and an encourager and a lover of people, um, and a certified dementia practitioner, special education advocate, like I said, reading specialist, assistive technology specialist. And my degrees, my background, they are in education. So special education and general education. So,
All right. And on top of all of that, as if you need any more,
right.
you're a caregiver of your mom,
Yes.
Gertrude.
Oh my God. Okay, y'all forgive me. That is why we're here today. Yeah, y'all, I'm so tired. Like for the past 3 nights, if you live in California, you know this is crazy. It never rains in California, but it has been raining.
Mm.
I have been waking up the past 3 nights like 3 a.m. in the morning. So this morning was 3 a.m. And when I tell you, my mind is all over the place. I'm exhausted. But I'm also the caregiver to my mom. She's 78 years old in stage 6C, according to the FAST scale for dementia. And that's my girl. So if you're on my page, you see we cut the food. We love each other. We have a good time, but we also find joy in the journey of caregiving. Yes.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm so excited to get into it. Like I was saying right before you popped on,
Mhm.
I am hosting a free workshop next week. It's called the Top 3 Do's and Don'ts of Challenging Dementia Behaviors.
Yeah.
And hygiene is going to be a huge topic we're covering here.
Yeah.
And since you are living it day in and day out, I wanted to have you come on and share some of your tips and tricks as far as that type of stuff goes. So I guess maybe you can start by telling me what are some things that you struggled with as far as hygiene, taking care of mom,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll get into some tips and tricks on how that's
Okay.
gotten easier. Yeah.
That's fine. So, I can honestly say we know that when someone is diagnosed with dementia, it's different for everybody, and there are outliers, right? And so for me, mommy was never difficult, if you will,
Mm.
but there were times when she didn't want to shower or she wasn't washing her clothes. And this was the early stages.
Mm.
And there were times when I would say, okay, mommy, it's time for you to take a bath. And she would be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I already washed. And
Mm.
so we all come to some point along this journey where our loved one doesn't want to take a bath. They don't want to wash their clothes. They don't want to do any of those things. And it can be difficult. And what I'm seeing or receiving, DMs in my inbox, it's like, it's frustrating. They're giving me a hard time. They're aggressive. They're hitting me. They're biting me, spitting, cursing, all of these things. And the one thing that I always tell every person, and again, there are outliers and there are things that we cannot change, but for the most part, the biggest thing that I tell people is that you, as a caregiver, you have to be patient. And along this journey, you have to lie a lot. And I'm always asking God for forgiveness. Lord, could you please forgive? But you're a liar. And so that is one of the things that we have to cope with. And so I'm doing a lot of acting and a lot of storytelling. Like by now I should have an Oscar. I should have been at the Oscars the other night. So you're doing a lot of storytelling, a lot of course, just trying to get them to say, hey, I do need to do this. And another thing that we need to understand is we have to be patient. And we have to say, okay, if they don't want to take a bath, then it's not going to kill us, And so we are so, in our humanness, we are so determined to say, we wash every day. I want you to wash. No, you're telling me no, but I'm saying yes. So you need to listen to me because I'm taking care of you. And it's like, no, we really have to be patient and say, you know what? I'm going to take a step back. And I'm going to say, you washed yesterday, so it's okay if you go to bed. And if they funky, they're just funky. It's just, it is what it is. So we just have to learn how to maneuver. And I always tell people, step into their world. It's no longer about you, your desires, what you want. The biggest thing is keeping them safe, but also being willing to accept the diagnosis and to step into their world.
Absolutely. Well, I know that sometimes one of the biggest reasons why folks don't shower is it's freezing. Like everywhere is freezing in the bathroom. I don't know why. I don't know why the bathroom magically turns into Antarctica for all older people. Right. But like if I've given a tip before where it's like, look, if you're not sweating in that bathroom, it's not warm enough.
Exactly. Exactly. So for that, my suggestions or tips would be to preheat the water. So I keep mommy in the bed and then I do all the necessary things that I need to do. And then I get her up. We're so used to saying, oh, I know how to take a shower. I'm stripping out of my clothes. And then guess what? I'm jumping in the shower. It's not like that with them. Keep them covered in the bed. Warm up their bath water or their shower. Make sure that you have a shower stool in there or a bathroom grip, a handle in the shower. Make sure you're using all of your adaptive tools. What I do for mommy is I have her robe hanging out. I also have a heater in the bathroom. And then I heat up her towel for a few minutes in the dryer. Yeah. And so all of these things will help her say, she'll say, okay, I'm so cold. And I don't take off her robe until she's actually stepping into the shower. And so those small changes will make a big difference for you in bathing your loved one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I know that's always the number one reason. And I think the number two reason is they're just terrified of falling. So that tip on the shower chair, huge.
And I'm glad that you said that because we don't think about the little things. Just transitioning mommy from her bed to the bathroom to the shower, it's 3 different patterns.
Yeah. So and we don't think about that.
We don't think about that. So she's going from a brown floor. So now what she's doing as she's crossing the threshold from the bedroom to the bathroom, she's holding on to the door and saying, no, I don't want to go in. So now I have to talk to her. Mommy, it's okay. You're not going to fall. It's all right. Just walk. And then I start counting with her. So that's traumatic in itself. They hadn't even hit the water,
Mm-hmm.
right? So going from the bedroom to the bathroom, and now you're asking me to get into a shower that's water is coming down. It's a new pattern and it's all white. And so you want me to get in here in a glass door and sit down and have water run on me? It's traumatic. And we don't know what they're seeing because they can't explain that. And so we really have to be cognizant about how we lead and intentional about, guess what? I got to shower, and then not have the task be so long. Just get in, get out, and wash them as quickly as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I've been looking at this chat where I see some people saying, yes,
Yeah.
bathing is a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea said that. And oh my goodness. Nikki says, Daddy says the shower is scary. Yeah, I would say definitely too, if they're not like bath people, which makes sense, is taking a detachable shower head and being
That's
able
what
to
I
just have it on.
too.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So so my husband installed the detachable shower head, and it has worked wonders. Because all I have to do is just pull it off, spray her down. And she's like, oh, I don't want to get in the shower. I don't want to get in the shower. And I hit her with that water just right. And she's like, oh, this feels so good. It's so good. It's so good. You so pretty. Those who follow me know. And I'm like, you so pretty. I love you. And so her whole attitude changes. And so even when her caregivers come, I hear her fussing with her caregivers. Like she doesn't want to get in the shower. So she showers every other day unless she messes, or you're in front of herself or anything like that. But her shower schedule is every other day. And it's okay because she's not doing anything. She's just sitting around the house.
And honestly, that's recommended.
Yeah.
When your loved one is in like assisted living or memory care, they do that because their skin is thinner.
Yeah.
And honestly, like you're saying, they're not moving around. They're not sweating. Yeah. They're not really getting dirty.
Yeah.
Like it's just not necessary. Why put them through that every single day? That's horrible.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. So, oh my goodness, so many awesome tips. So I guess for anybody who's just jumping on and didn't hear, definitely really thinking about how can I make the shower bath environment easier?
Right.
How can we keep it warm?
And also making sure that that you're careful about the patterns. Somebody talked about the mat. So no black mat. I remember showering with mommy, and she was maybe in stage 5-ish, right? And she was looking at all of our knobs were black. And so she was saying, I don't want to go in there. And I was like, go in where, girl? What are you talking about? And she was like, it's a hole in there. I'll fall in there.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That makes so much sense.
Yeah. And so the knob was black, and she was so scared, and she was just like, I don't want to fall in there. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. Like I was thinking like, because dementia will sometimes make your sense of balance off. Right. I didn't even think about how they would look at the black bath mat and think, oh, that's a literal hole in the ground. That's wild.
But however, the other strategy to that is to put the black mat in front of the door so that they won't walk out.
Oh, yeah.
They're thinking that they're falling in. You give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. So this is the real life of a caregiver. Hold on. Giovanni, come here for a second, please. So mommy's nurse he's late. Call this number. I'm sorry. And this is my real life, y'all. Call this number back and tell him, just answer the question. Say, this is Gertrude Jordan's granddaughter.
All right.
Go ahead. Yeah,
I see something in here. Oh, you're good. You're good. I obviously of any community, we're definitely going to understand. Being Sean says, how do you determine the stage? That is a great question. So maybe we can have a quick explanation on what the stage is that you're referring to mean.
So you can get this, the FAST scale. FAST is a good indicator of where they are. So you can Google FAST scale on the internet, of course, because that's where you Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you Google. That is where you Google. And it'll pop up for you. And it gives you the number, the stage, the letter, and then the corresponding information. And so based on, and this is what I tell every caregiver, if you're a caregiver, and I love what you do, all of the scenarios, I would, I urge you to please keep a folder with baseline data. Because I'm an educator, that is so important, because you're able to look and track. You should be tracking the bathroom schedule. You should be tracking behavior schedule. That is so important. And so track all of that information, and so you'll know where your loved one is. As far as behavior, as far as, are they incontinent? Can they feed themselves? Are they able to get up from the bed to, standing up? Do they need help transferring? All of these things, the mobility, their gait, all of these things are so important, and it allows you to see, so that you can see where your loved one is. So like I said, right now, mommy is in stage 6C. She's not fully incontinent. She just goes to the bathroom on herself at night because she's not getting out of the bed.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good. That's good to know. So I think what's there as far as the stages go is it describes a little bit of what you might be seeing at any given time. I know for me personally, I think what you were just saying about tracking what you're observing is going to be a lot more helpful.
Yeah.
Because what I've seen, at least in the professional world, is we think of it as early, middle, late. As far as the stages, because you'll find that people don't really fit very well and neatly in boxes,
right,
per se. So definitely, I love that suggestion of just being able to really observe the things you're seeing.
Yeah.
And really keep track of that schedule, so that if anything dramatic changes, then you have actual things to tell the doctor.
And the most important thing is we need to be able to articulate where our loved one is, because just like you said, we used to say early, mid, late, and yes, that is correct. However, what we need to understand is, when you look at different scenarios, everybody is not going to be at the same place. So my mom may fit in the 6C category, but she may not exhibit all of the behaviors, right? And so we need to, again, be able to articulate these things to the doctor, and so that we can be able to advocate, and to be able to study, so that we can pull great strategies. So that's so important. But pull the fast scale so that you'll know where your loved one is, and based on where they are, that's where you talk about medication strategies, what you need to implement at home, what you can do to become a better caregiver. All of these things, where your loved one is, drives that. Listen to me carefully. Where they are right now drives what you're going to do, and allows you to look ahead to the future. And so you need to always be a step ahead implementing things, so that you can be prepared for what's coming. What we don't understand, and I don't think a lot of people understand with this disease, is that one day everything can be fine and something happens, and then your entire life shuts down. Like, mommy could be incontinent partially incontinent today and fully tomorrow. She could fall and be bedridden. She can be talking today and not tomorrow. Like, I'm noticing, because of my reading specialist certification, I'm listening, and those of you who have been following me may see as well, her speech is starting to slur. I know, based on my expertise, that mommy has a deficit right now in phonics, because she's still able to say the sounds of a few letters, but I'm tracking her speech. And while she can't read and recognize words, as long as she can spell for me and say a few sounds and say words, and I can give them back to her, I know that she'll be all right. But once that ends, it's going to be an issue.
Sure.
And so for those of you, like, I got mommy a little later on, so I wasn't able to implement like communication devices and things like that. And we use some of that, but the communication comes through me. So we just have this unique language, and I know exactly what she needs. That's through observation. And so when she's saying things, she'll do like this over her mouth. Mommy is thirsty. So I say, can you say, may I have water, please? And she'll say, may I have water, please? What I'm also noticing is that I have to feed her only 2 to 3 words at a time, because she can only hold 2 to maybe 3 words at one time and be able to regurgitate that to me.
Mm. Yeah, that's something I've definitely seen in common with almost everybody. All the other things can really, as you were saying, you know, if they have a fall, if something happens, if the things you see can change from can really move around, but definitely the progression of loss of language is something that I would say is almost universal. Like eventually everyone with dementia is going to get to a point where they can't use their language anymore.
Yeah, I think
it doesn't always. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, go.
No, I was about to say, I think the hardest thing for me is me being an educator and having that reading specialist degree, and teaching children how to read and watching my mom lose language. And it is a swift reminder, gentle reminder, that no matter how many degrees we have, how much of an expert we deem that we are, we can't stop this thing. And so I think that shifted something in me. And like, it's painful because I'm like, even with my knowledge, I can't stop it. I can do what I need to do at home, but I can't stop it. And that's just,
absolutely,
that's the worst thing.
Absolutely. I see Marina said, what kind of communication devices?
There are how do you determine the stages? I'm sorry, I'm reading too. So what type of communication devices? So they have what they call AAC devices. And I would suggest assistive technology devices. Assistive technology devices, just in layman terms, are devices that actually give, and so, I'm sorry, actually give someone access. And when we say kids like to be able to access the curriculum, and so communication device will be something like a GoTalk. And so if you Google a GoTalk, you can get them in like 3 frames, 6 frames, 9 frames, 18 frames. So you'll see 3, 3, 3, or like 5, 5, 5 rows. And what you do is you put the picture, there are pictures, and you record your voice on there. And so when your loved one presses the button, they hear you talk. So it may be a picture of the toilet, and so it's you saying toilet. And so I love that. Yeah, so they have just another simple device, a red button, and so you can press that. I don't know if you guys see, like, there is this family that has dogs. I don't know what type of dogs, but they press the button, and
I've seen that on TikTok.
And so the dogs talk. And I was like, so, and this goes to show you, if a dog can do that, if I've worked with children who are severely and just intellectually disabled, if they can do it, our loved ones can do it as well. And so you can do the red button, you can do the GoTalk. You also can use Alexa. You can use your mobile device. So all of these things are devices that you can use in order to assist your loved one on the journey. So your phone, that's medication reminder. Phone, reminding them to go to the bathroom. Alexa, reminding them to do something. Alexa can talk to you. Use everything that you have to your advantage. And while you may not be able to, because the GoTalk can be expensive, and so while you may not be able to necessarily invest in the GoTalk, you can use the iPhone as a substitution. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great device to use.
Absolutely.
And let me say this too, because when people hear assistive technology, they automatically think it's something that's with technology. Assistive technology, they're pencil grips, slant boards, wheelchairs, canes. You don't have to necessarily have a device for communication. You can use a communication board, a visual communication board, where you take pictures off the internet and actually Velcro them to the wall. And so you can do a visual schedule. All of these things are communication. And so using these will help you on the journey to be able to maintain speech. I tell everybody, you need to have a word wall in your home. Label everything. What I tell my parents when their children are young, make sure that you have a print-rich environment. If you have a print-rich environment, then your loved one will be able to make the connection with what is labeled and that item. So you label the TV. You talk to your loved one. TV, then they see the TV. Dresser, they see the dresser. And all the while you're communicating with them. And the biggest key to communication is having conversations with them. And I still talk to mommy like this. She may not know what I'm talking about, but baby, when I tell you we have a good time, we have a good time. So you have to,
I love it.
Continue to communicate. Don't stop because they're not speaking.
Yeah, it's so important to be able to have them still feel included and as much like how they were before, and as much like an adult as possible.
Yeah.
So important.
Someone says, where do you find that? You can get a Go Talk on Amazon. Google it, Go Talk. And it's like a Go Talk 9. So the number corresponds to the number of frames. And so you can Google it. And the smaller ones are cheaper. Do you find the time change throws them off? No. Mommy, when it's time for mommy to go to bed, mommy goes to bed. I'm speaking for mommy. I'm not speaking for anybody else. Sis is ready to go to bed. So no.
Let's see. S. Tree said, is it just speech that goes away or also written words? I would say both.
Both. And written is going first because mommy can't write anymore. All she does is scribble. But I can say, and this is one thing that you watch as well. I'm not an occupational therapist, right? But due to my special ed background, I work with occupational therapists. So one of the things that you want to watch is their pencil grasp, right? The way that they hold, I don't have a pencil to demonstrate, but the way that they hold their pencil, they shouldn't be holding a pencil like this. It goes back to when your children shouldn't be writing like this, but you'll see it in the early stages. The grip should be like this. Once their grip starts to leave, it's going to be an indication that there's an issue with gross motor skills. And so you want to make sure that you're watching all of these things. Dementia is about the memory, but the memory determines what's going on because it's the gateway and the gatekeeper to everything and how your loved one is going to function.
Absolutely.
And so that memory, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing with you. I was like, absolutely.
Like the memory is it serves as the head, if you will, for everything. So writing first to go, then language.
Yes, so it all goes.
Mobility, like
it's ability loss too. In addition to memories, it is ability loss. That's what it does. I think of dementia as gradual brain death over time. Those neural connections are dying over time. So that's a huge part. That's what happens with language. And I think that's why it's so important. And I know you were mentioning some of my videos, and those, I guess, who are folks who came to us from Ty's channel, definitely having more than one way that you're communicating with your person with dementia is so important. Tactile communication. I know that Tifa Snow teaches. I interviewed her the other day. Or like you were saying, the picture and all that stuff. It's so multiple ways.
Touch is
too many people rely way too much on verbal.
Yes, touch is so important, and the emotional piece is important as well. And I think we miss that because it has to be a connection. You have to know how your loved one moves. If you understand, and that's just through observation, if you understand what they like, how they move, you have to be able to anticipate every single thing. There's nothing that you can tell me about my mom that I can't tell you or I don't know. Nothing.
Sure.
I tell the doctors what to do. They don't tell me what to do because I do. Like,
I love it.
Because I'm knowledgeable about my mom, and it pains me, and this is another discussion on another day, it pains me that they're not educated enough about dementia. And again, that's another story on another day. So you can't tell me what to do with my mama. And when I go in there with my notebook and I have my paperwork and the baseline data and show the growth and show blood pressure up, they say, oh, that's how I got my occupational therapy and physical therapy for mommy. They say, oh, she doesn't need it, but she gonna get it. What you talking about? She doesn't need it. Based on what? Because what you got to do with me, I'm all about numbers. You have to go through criteria with me. Based on what? Is it based on your knowledge? Because that's not it. based on this, and this, my mom does qualify for occupational therapy and physical therapy. I don't care if she could run through my house, which she does. She gonna get it. And they up her every 3 weeks. And as long as her insurance is paying for it, y'all gonna come to the house. So you just have to, again, advocate, but be able to show, and you got to know. And again, that's through observation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I know we're getting close to time. So before we have you go, and again, if you have any more questions that you want me or Ty to answer later on, this is going to be on my page, and I'll link you as well. So it may also be on your page as well. If you want to ask more questions and want us to answer, it will be on the replay. So there'll be a chance to ask more questions. But if they want to find you, Ty, how do they find you?
Baby, y'all come looking for me. If you want to find me, and one thing I want to say about this, I love this community that we've built. It's an honor to be able to serve you guys and to be here, because it's a beautiful community and we all work with each other. So if you want to, please come knock on my door and come see me at I Am Gertrude Jordan. And I promise you, you won't want to leave. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll find joy and meaning in life, and just enjoy the journey. If you want to visit my webpage for consultations, and I also have classes. You can visit InCaseIForgetConsulting.com. Again, that's InCaseIForgetConsulting.com. I look forward to seeing y'all. I look forward to laughing with y'all. If y'all don't know, those who follow me on my page, I respond to everybody. I respond to DMs. Everybody doesn't do this, and everybody doesn't have the capacity. I don't have the capacity, but I do it anyway. Respond to messages, comments. Like, we have a good time on my page. So yeah, I hope to see y'all there.
Absolutely. And if you're coming to this interview from Ty's page, again, I'm having a workshop on the top 3 dementia do's and don'ts. It's going to be over Zoom. The link for it is in the link in my bio on my page. So if you want to sign up for a free workshop on that, and that's interactive. I know we're talking about more than one style communication. We're bringing the demos.
Yeah. It's there. Can I answer this real quick? Somebody said, yes. My grandmother has started leaning forward all the time now, but I don't want to keep her in the bed, but she is really struggling. Mommy leans forward too, for those of you who don't follow me. So her head, so she's always like this, and she's doing her little peanut head like that all day. I bought her a back brace from Amazon. It's making her sit up like this. And I bought her a neck brace. So sis is in a back brace and a neck brace. That you probably gonna think she got hit by a car. She did not. So and it's improving her posture. And so again, these are things that we need to say, what can I do? And so what you don't want to do is have her lose all of her support, because if she's leaning forward, then she's in the bed. If she's in the bed, that's her mobility. Keep them as mobile and independent as possible, as long as possible, if you can. That's so important, because once they start losing those skills, that's it. There are no regaining those skills. So get a back brace off of Amazon and a neck brace. Let her wear it a couple of hours a day. She'll be good.
Perfect. I see Love and Babe say, are the links going to be posted? You know what?
Let me say this too. Yes. Can I say this? And I'm not a doctor, so don't come back and say Ty said to get a back brace with my grandma and it don't work. And don't do that. I'm just giving you a suggestion that worked for my mama. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I send, for folks who are signed up for the workshop and are signed up for this interview series that I'm doing, I send replays and things like that. So I will include links to all the Amazon suggestions you put in here in that email and on our post as well. I'll try to put in my link tree as well.
Okay.
So definitely check out the link in my bio for all that type of stuff. So anyways, I know you got to get going, but I thank you so much for joining me.
Yes, and y'all come on over to my house.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I would love, oh my goodness. Yes. All right. Well, Ms. Ty, I know you got to get going, but thank you so much for joining. And everybody, again, if you have more questions, post in the replay.
Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye.
Okay.